Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tavua. We love Today FM in Tavua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, new president-elect for Methodist Church. Forefront court for series of robberies. An alleged sedition trial enters second week.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Reverend Dr. Epeneri Vakandeovosa is now the president-elect of the Methodist Church of Fiji. Reverend Dr. Vakandeovosa was elected after receiving 382 votes out of a possible 744. Sanyani Boiler reports.
It was a secret ballot voting process where only official executives taking part in the Methodist Church conference were allowed in the voting hall.
Combined or representative session, so we not only have ordained ministers and deaconesses, but we also have lay representatives. So the divisional chief steward and lay reps who represent the women and the young people in the community, they're also present, and their voices and their votes are also taken and counted.
Church President Reverend Dr. Devi Tambaniwano says his term was challenging as there were ups and downs experienced by the church.
I'm grateful that God has called me into the church from 2009 when he had this difficult time with the military government then. I'm grateful that up to now it's getting stronger. I am happy that I have come to the end. I've done my bit. I've spent 9 or 10 years in this section. I think I need to go somewhere else.
The president-elect will continue to work as the church secretary until the end of the year and will take up presidency role from next year. When contacted by FBC News for an interview after the announcement, Reverend Dr. Vakandeovosa says he will be in a better position to reveal his future plans by next week. Meanwhile, executives from the various Methodist divisions around the country were part of the first day of the week-long conference. The conference will end this Friday. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
The 4 men who are alleged to have been involved in a series of thefts and aggravated robberies in the Western Division appeared in the Lautoka Magistrates Court this afternoon. Muhammad Khan, Manom Bale Nakemba, Penny Nakarawa and Eroni Vangewa are charged with 1 count each of theft and 1 count each of aggravated robbery. The 4 are alleged to have robbed a 37-year-old man of cash and a mobile phone in Tavakumbu before fleeing in his vehicle. The 4 are also alleged to have assaulted and stolen a vehicle in Tavua. The suspects were also involved in a robbery at the West Best Carver shop in Nandi. They allegedly escaped from lawful custody. All 4 have been remanded. The case will be called in the Lautoka High Court on September 4th. The Lautoka High Court today heard the intention of the proposed Ras sovereign Christian state was not done to go against the elected democratic government of the day. The trial entered its second week involving 16 people who are all facing a count each of sedition. Ropate Valeme reports.
It is alleged the proposed establishment of the rival state was designed for the spiritual development of the people of Ra province. Defense lawyer Aman Singh told the court today that no answer given to the police during the caution interviews by the accused persons mentioned that the proposed spiritual government intended to replace the elected government of the country. It is alleged the establishment of the proposed rival government was based on the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples under Article 3, 4 and 5. The court heard that Article 3 states that indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social and cultural development. Article 4 states indigenous peoples, in exercising their right to self-determination, have the right to autonomy or self-government in matters relating to their internal and local affairs, as well as ways and means for financing their autonomous functions. It further states in Article 5 that indigenous peoples have the right to maintain and strengthen their distinct political, legal, economic, social and cultural institutions while retaining their right to participate fully, if they choose, in the political, economic, social and cultural life of the state. Singh also argued that there was no evidence that the minister's oath was used under 2007 Constitution, the only legal oath. However, he told the court the accused used the verse from the Bible to conduct their oath. State witness Detective Sergeant Sulaiman Dulaki also took the stand today. Singh accused Dulaki of either lying under oath or making a mistake while investigating the case. While being cross-examined by Singh, Dulaki confirmed a document, namely Ulunda Declaration, seized from one of the accused persons, was 12 pages with no pen markings. However, the document, which was produced as evidence in court, had 13 pages with pen markings. In the midst of this, prosecution lawyer Lee Burney raised his concerns, saying Singh was disrespectful to the witness during his cross-examination. The trial continues tomorrow. Rapata Valeme, FBC News.
A 27-year-old man has been convicted of one count of murder and will be sentenced tomorrow. Levi Lino murdered Ashwin Lal on June 21, 2013 outside the Navakai dealer shop in Namotomoto, Nandi. Lino had stabbed the victim in the chest and fled the scene after seeing the victim bleeding. Lal died from excessive blood loss. Suva High Court Judge Justice Salesi Temo found him guilty this afternoon as he concurred with the 3 assessors that all returned with a guilty opinion. Teachers are the first responders in schools when students suffer any form of injury or suddenly fall sick. Therefore, it is important that they are equipped with the necessary skills to take care of them before medical help arrives. Vilimaina Ngelevuki reports the St. John's Association is providing training to 20 teachers from around the Suva area and interior parts of Nausori.
The 3-day basic first aid course will give teachers all the necessary skills that is to be used during an emergency.
We have organized this training with an aim to train these teachers in order for them to respond to emergencies arising in the school. And at the same time, they'll be able to advocate this message to these young minds.
The teachers have welcomed the course, saying it will be beneficial for them.
It will provide a lot of opportunity for teachers to uplift their knowledge and skills.
The course will help me to save a life of my child or my children in school.
The training provided by the St. John's Association targets teachers from schools where the class rolls are high. The first aid training will end on Wednesday. Vilimaina Ngelevuki, FBC News.
Still to come, more emphasis needed on early detection for child cancer. An art program aims to better equip children with disabilities. That's coming up.
Bula FM number 2 en seri.
Suva High Court Judge Justice Salesi Temo says Fiji is a poor country to hire more judges. He says therefore accused persons need to inform the court about other pending cases which can be consolidated to save the court's time. Shireen Shivan reports.
The judge made this comment during a Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption case involving 10 former Public Works Department employees. Ana Langere, Amelia Bunisia, Vadiseva Langai, Vilisi Tuitavuki, Laisa Halafi, Tavanisa Tavanga, Kini Viliame, Tabiraki, Shalendra Kumar, Saleshni Bikash, Roshni Lata, Abdul Sharif and Rajnil Anitma have been charged for corruption-related matters under 3 separate files. Kumar is on bail while others are serving jail term. Judge Temo says if their files were brought up during the first case, the accused persons would be serving a concurrent sentence. He says the court needs time to go through all the 3 cases as there are many pending criminal cases in court. The judge says there are cases involving rape and child abuse, which is more important. He further went on to say that Fiji is not in a position to hire any more judges to go through these cases, which needs to be heard as soon as possible. The former PWD employee's case has now been transferred to another court and will be recalled on September 15th. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
In a bid to boost awareness and early detection, for the first time, a month has been set aside to focus on children battling cancer. While speaking on FBC TV's For the Record show last night, WOW's Kids Fiji team leader Luisa Tangivakimbao Mode says National Child Cancer Month is important as it can help reduce cancer rate through early detection. Rachel Nath has more.
The storm never lasts, and we have to walk on and walk strong.
Ensuring no child is deprived of proper early detection to awareness and treatments. This initiative is being driven in collaboration with the Health Ministry and the Walk On, Walk Strong group.
We see it as something that will be here for the long term, and we look forward to consecutive declarations for Child Cancer Month, and that's probably why we've got a golden pin here. It's gold, it's durable, and it's something that's here to stay.
WOW's Kids co-founder Sina Kami says cancer is not only a health issue but an emotional issue, and families can seek assistance from various groups.
The Ministry of Health is there, we are there, and we have all the support from the public, and together we can help the child, right? And also their family.
The Health Ministry's Pediatric Oncology Unit has improved the leukemia survival rate for children in Fiji.
The survival rates were extremely low, but now they've moved up. It was from 0, they moved up to 20%, but now the survival rate of leukemia in Fiji is up to 60%.
The most common form of cancer for children in Fiji is leukemia, followed by bone cancer and brain tumor. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Children with disabilities will be engaging in a week-long art program that is aimed at enhancing their skills to help them live a more independent life. The program, which is organized by Frontier, an England-based non-governmental organization, has its volunteers in the country to ensure it is carried out effectively. Kelly Vavella reports.
More than 50 children with various disabilities will have the opportunity to show their full potential through craft, music and baking practicals.
We're taking the week to spend time with them working on craft projects, baking projects, music and dance projects. They're often underestimated, incredibly underestimated. It's important to create spaces where you can appreciate those kids for who they are and what their skills are.
Silver Special School Chair Veronica Tom says these children are much smarter and they should have a productive place in society.
Just because a child doesn't talk doesn't mean that they don't understand a lot, and this really can sometimes give you a good insight into what they're capable of doing.
The arts program can help boost the self-esteem of children living with disabilities and also enhance their communication skills and expression towards members of the public.
This helps with their fine motor skills too, so if they're looking at work in the future that involves fine motor skills, and we have had a few of our students placed in jobs in garment factories.
The program is also designed to develop the listening skills and ability to work independently in these kids, and also for them to learn to trust their teachers. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
It's been a slow start for businesses at the Vodafone Festival of the Friendly North, which began over the weekend. However, the organisers are predicting a good finish when the festival ends on Saturday. Eleanor Tarangaivu visited some of the stalls today.
The Lip Chand has been selling these homemade vegetarian sweets at the Vodafone Festival of the Friendly North for 7 years now. Though slow at the start, the 50-year-old says sales usually pick up towards the end of the festival.
It starts on Saturday, but little bit, but from today I think it will be good. We're gonna make good profit too.
Young entrepreneur, 25-year-old Pawan Maraj has just returned from the Hibiscus Festival in Suva. Today he was setting up his small stall as well as a bouncy castle and a Ferris wheel with the hope business will be good.
Good weather and good business here, expecting, because all the people are struggling here hard.
This year, due to high demand from the public, the festival committee has increased the number of stalls at the ground.
Now that the hibiscus is over, we are getting the rest of the amusement rides and things, which I've just seen dropping off at the ground. And once the rides are there, I think there should be more. Plus, not forgetting the entertainment and the programs that we have lined up for the week.
11 queens and 5 kings are this year contesting for the crowns in the 2 categories, with the theme Healthy Environment, Healthy People.
We have chosen this in line with the COP23 program that is going, which the countries Party 2.
It's Pacifica night tonight at the Vodafone Festival of the Friendly North and also the King's first public judging. The Queens will have their first public judging tomorrow evening. Eleanor Turangaiweo, FBC News.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, Fiji Pearls prepare to face South Africa, but up next, Rachel with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. Visitor arrivals exceed 90,000 mark. And in growing Fiji, Housing Authority calls for expression of interest. Stay with us.
Whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
Gold FM.
Welcome back. Leading business tonight, monthly visitor arrivals into Fiji has exceeded the 90,000 mark for the first time in July. The 90,108 visitor arrival numbers was a 5.5% higher than the previous record of 85,704 set for the year ago. Increase in the number of visitors were recorded from New Zealand, USA, Asia, Australia, Europe and the United Kingdom, South Korea and Pacific Islands. However, there was a decrease in number of visitors from China, Canada and Japan. And we now join Elizabeth from HFC Bank with the latest from the stock markets.
Vinaka, a review of our local stock market for the week ending 18th August. 6 listed companies recorded market activities on the SPSE electronic trading platform last week. Various price movements were recorded, which included an increase of 1.89% in the share price for ATH, which concluded at a new all-time high share price of $1.62. FMF Foods Limited also recorded an increase, which saw the share price increase by 8.24% to conclude at 92 cents. Vision Investments Limited rose to a new maximum share price of $2.36 after seeing an increase of 2.16%. And Fijian Holdings Limited was the only stock to see a share price decrease last week. Its shares closed the week at $4.55 after seeing a fall of 3.19%. After accounting for the various share price movements, the overall market value concluded at $1.56 billion, an increase of 1.74%. The SPSE Total Return Index saw an increase of 1.97%. And that is a wrap from our local stock market.
Thanks for the update, Elizabeth. Looking at today's exchange rates and foreign currencies in the Fijian dollar. The Fijian dollar rose against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar to close at 3.24 and 48 cents respectively. While closer to home, the Australian and New Zealand dollars weakened, closing at 60 and 65 cents, while the PNG kina strengthened to close at 135. As for the commodities market, it was a mixed day as oil prices were up to close at 48.36 a barrel. Gold was down, closing at 1,282 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at 16.91 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, the Housing Authority of Fiji is calling for expression of interest for the purchase of residential lots at its upcoming housing subdivisions. These subdivisions will be the Nasori Suva Corridor, Nandi Latoka Corridor, Tavua and Lambasa. Chief Executive Dr. Puneet Sethi says the preparatory works have already started. The expression of interest is for the construction of high-rise strata units at various subdivisions, pre-qualification of contractors for the development of housing subdivisions at Koroni Salusalu in Tavua, Koveta in Lambasa, Davuilevu, Lepani in the Central Division. Sethi says they are working to ensure the subdivisions are divided according to the approved designs and industry standards. He says this will provide more opportunities for Fijians to own decent and affordable homes in the near future. And that's business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Coming up, NRL players threaten to boycott World Cup. And Team Fiji ready for Asian Games. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकु रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारियल रेफ्रिकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन पकड़ता हुआ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
The Fiji Pearls will be putting in a lot of hours as they prepare to host World Netball's 4th-ranked team, South Africa. 37 players have been named in an extended squad to prepare for the Test Series, a few international friendlies and the Commonwealth Games next year. Meli Tavanga has more.
Fiji Pearls coach Vicky Wilson has bigger plans for the netballers as they prepare to face South Africa in Suva next month.
We have a great deal of athleticism, but the fitness is something that is just so important. So we'll be testing the girls on a daily basis to see where they're at, and that gives us a good indication of where we'll be at to compete against these top 4 nations.
It's been 2 years since the national team played against the top-ranked team in the Test Series. After South Africa, the Pearls fly off to Europe to play another 3 friendly matches.
Well, South Africa, as you said, it's going to be very tough because they've been playing test matches for the last 2 years, and the Pearls haven't played a test game since 2015 World Cup.
Netball Fiji President Wainiki Timboinrau says they will focus on strengthening and conditioning from tomorrow.
The greatest challenges for our players is keeping an excellent strength and conditioning in terms of their fitness. We saw that in Botswana, that although we had the skills, we lacked when it came to fitness.
Fiji plays South Africa on the 6th and the 8th of September at the Vodafone Arena in Suva. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
Less than 2 months to the Rugby League World Cup and it could all be over before it even begins. A motion to boycott the event is being voted on as this bulletin goes to air. A 41-member team will represent Fiji at the Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Games in Turkmenistan next month. Fiji will compete in athletics, swimming, tennis and weightlifting. Wastil Prasad has more.
Out of the 4 sports, weightlifting, Fiji has the best chance to win gold in the Asian Games next month.
We look at using that as an exposure. We've got Eileen who will be attending that competition. Eileen, as you know, currently is the #1 ranked athlete going into the Commonwealth Games. So it'll be good exposure for her.
5 players will also be part of tennis. They will go through tough competition against the professional players.
Most of the guys that we will play against in Turkmenistan are touring pros, full-time touring pros, and obviously we don't have any touring pros.
While tennis players may struggle, the athletes hope to adjust themselves during the games.
One round is 200 meters and the stretch is only 60 meters, so it's going to be a unique experience for all our athletes who've never competed in indoor track before.
Chef de mission Saleh Sorvaki says his team is ready to meet the big guns at the world stage.
There's a lot of competition that's in store for our athletes, and we look forward to attending and competing in this international competition.
The Asian Games will be held from 17th to the 27th of September in Turkmenistan. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Flying Fijians coach John McKee would like to see more Fiji 7 stars making his team for Rugby World Cup 2019. McKee says 7s and 15s rugby will always work together for the improvement of the sport in the country.
It's not a separate game, the 15s and 7s, and we're always working together with our top players for their best pathway to the top levels of the game, and certainly I think some of the players who played in the Olympic campaign could move into the 15s program with the lead into the 29 World Cup.
The 2017 Fiji International ended on a high note at the Natandola Bay Golf Course in Singatoka yesterday. While delivering his closing speech, President Major General retired Chochi Konrote said the new redeveloped course at Natandola has set a high benchmark for golf in the Pacific And every Fijian should be proud that our islands are home to this world-class venue.
Competitors and our overseas visitors, I hope that you have enjoyed the tournament, our world-class facilities, the opportunity to renew acquaintances, and above all, our Fijian brand of hospitality.
The Fiji Secondary Schools Basketball Championship will begin this Wednesday at the Etsen School Courts in Suva. Basketball Fiji Chief Operating Officer Laisiasa Paul says more than 40 teams from various schools around the country have signed up to compete in the under 15, 17 and 19 grades.
This year's toughest games will be held at the Etsen Secondary School. It's a 3-day event. A total of 91 games will be played over the 3 days. From Wednesday to Friday, total of 48 teams have confirmed to participate in the under 15, under 17 and under 19 age categories for both male and female.
That's it from sports tonight. Join Angie later on with weather. And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, the story of a woman who found her diamond ring on a carrot in her garden after losing it more than a decade ago. Stay with us for the details.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tikola ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina domoy viti.
Kaya kuyaga sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabale, nagundurong barong na Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti na bonga ni BNN.
The Acer Swift 3 is a budget laptop with an impressive all-metal design, but it skimps on some features you might find important. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Hope you had an awesome weekend. Well, of course you did, with such beautiful conditions. But tables have turned this week due to a low pressure system and we are more likely to see rainy conditions. Let's take a quick look in the west. It's good news for the farmers. We saw a few showers which is likely to keep the crops much alive. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, a rainy day throughout with more expected later tonight. And up in Vanuatu, showers also reached up to the northerners and will pretty much stay for a few days. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots with rough seas. And for the tides, low tide tomorrow morning will be at 12:18 with a high tide at 6:27. The beautiful sunrise will be at 6:24. For tomorrow, dense clouds will cover the sky just to bring more rain, so tag your umbrellas along. Tomorrow's temps, Suva and Savu will be the coolest at 23 degrees. And looking further on to Wednesday, the showers are not going anywhere anytime soon. And that, Jackie, wraps up our FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fiji on Pulse today, we asked, should those found guilty of drunk driving have their licenses terminated?
Actually, I agree with it. Just knowing the number of accident rates we have and the death that is caused due to drinking and driving, I would suggest no, just don't give them a license anymore.
All drivers that are drinking and driving must be taken to task.
Yes, I think their license should be terminated because they are the very ones who are causing accidents in our road.
I think they should, or if they want to drive again, they should have to retake all their tests and they should not be able to have a big car.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, an Alberta woman has found a ring which she lost more than a decade ago, but had kept it a secret from her husband. 84-year-old Mary Grams was devastated when she lost the ring while weeding on the family farm. Recapping the main stories, new president-elect for Methodist Church, forefront court for series of robberies, and alleged sedition trial enters second week. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, the results from last week, we had asked, are food prices expensive at the Hibiscus Festival? And 76% said yes. This week we are asking, should those found guilty of drunk driving have their licenses terminated? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, the sun setting into its warm painted cloud bed, captured by Lavinia Joe Marcus. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Good night.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and ndo moi viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kung minasama mo tikola, ndo tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 kina ndo moi viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tali, nagurara may nawamanyi, nando nga. Gitu tali tajiri ang gitu pinasawali, nagunto rongo. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 nando moi viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nando moi viti na bonga ni BNN.